In a surprising twist, Royal Canadian Air Force pilots who recently test flew the Saab JAS-39 Gripen E have returned with glowing reviews. Their first-hand experiences have added a new dimension to the ongoing debate about Canada's next-generation fighter jet, catching many defense analysts off guard. Accustomed to the aging CF-18 Hornets, these pilots were impressed by the Gripen's agility, advanced avionics, and overall performance. Many noted how the Gripen's intuitive controls and rapid response times made it feel like a natural extension of themselves, even during complex maneuvers. The transition from the older Hornets to the modern Gripen was described as seamless, with pilots quickly adapting to the new systems. Their feedback, now circulating in defense circles, suggests the Gripen E not only met, but exceeded expectations, challenging the long-held assumption that it's a distant second to the F-35. Some pilots even remarked on the Gripen's impressive situational awareness and its ability to operate effectively in both solo and team missions. The pilots' first-hand accounts highlight the Gripen as not just a budget-friendly option, but a formidable fighter capable of thriving in Canada's demanding environments. Its performance in harsh weather, rapid deployment, and ease of maintenance were all praised, making it a strong contender for Canada's unique operational needs. This endorsement from those who would fly these jets into harm's way has forced a re-evaluation of Ottawa's plans. Decision-makers are now weighing the pilots' insights alongside technical data and political considerations, realizing that the pilots' trust in their aircraft is crucial for mission success. The narrative that the Gripen is simply outclassed by the F-35 is now in question, as the pilot's experience blurs the lines between generations of fighter technology. Their reports have sparked new discussions about what truly matters in a modern Air Force: raw stealth and power, or adaptability, reliability, and pilot confidence. With the pilots' voices now in the mix, Canada's fighter jet replacement story is far from over, and the outcome is more uncertain than ever. As the debate continues, the Gripen E's strong showing in the eyes of those who matter most, the pilots, could prove to be a game-changer for Canada's future in the skies. Canada's search for a new fighter jet has been a saga of political shifts, budget pressures, and public debate. In late 2025, the government announced a review of its plan to buy 88 F-35s, putting the fate of 72 jets back on the table. A mixed fleet, combining F-35s with Saab Gripen ES, is now under serious consideration, a dramatic shift from the original single-fleet plan. The military favors the F-35 for its advanced capabilities and interoperability with the US under NORAD, but the Gripen's lower cost and potential for Canadian assembly are strong counter-arguments. The government must balance military advice with public concern over the F-35's high costs and the appeal of building jets at home. This fundamental tension between ultimate capability and fiscal responsibility will define Canada's air defense for decades. At the heart of the debate are two very different fighters, each representing a unique philosophy in modern air combat. These jets are more than just machines. They embody the strategic priorities and defense doctrines of their makers. The F-35A Lightning II is a fifth-generation stealth jet, a flying supercomputer designed for air supremacy and seamless data sharing with allies. Its cockpit is packed with cutting-edge technology, giving pilots an unmatched view of the battle space and the ability to coordinate with friendly forces in real time. Its stealth, advanced sensors, and internal weapons bay make it the gold standard for nations seeking air dominance. The F-35A can strike before it's even seen, and its networked systems allow it to act as a force multiplier, shaping the outcome of battles across vast distances. The Saab Gripen E, from Sweden, takes a different approach, prioritizing agility, electronic warfare, and operational flexibility over all aspects stealth. It's designed to outmaneuver threats, adapt quickly to changing missions, and survive in contested environments where adaptability is key. Its powerful radar, advanced jamming suite, and ability to operate from short, improvised runways make it ideal for vast, remote regions like Canada's north. The Gripen E can launch from highways or frozen lakes, bringing air power to places other jets simply can't reach. The Gripen's low maintenance and rapid turnaround allow it to fight from anywhere, with minimal support. This means more jets in the air, more often, and a force that can keep moving even when infrastructure is limited or under threat. While the F-35 is a technological sledgehammer, the Gripen is a nimble, efficient rapier, each suited to different visions of Canadian air power. The F-35 offers overwhelming force and futuristic capabilities, while the Gripen promises flexibility and resilience in the face of uncertainty. The choice is between cutting-edge dominance and practical adaptability. In the end, it's a decision about what kind of Air Force Canada wants for the challenges of tomorrow. The F-35's case rests on capability, stealth, sensor fusion, and guaranteed overmatch against advanced threats. Its adoption by the US and key NATO allies ensures interoperability and secures Canadian jobs through the global supply chain. Critics, however, point to the F-35's high operating costs and long-term sustainment burden. The Gripen E, by contrast, offers dramatically lower flying costs, about $7,500 per hour versus the F-35's $33,000. Saab's proposal to assemble Gripens in Canada promises jobs, technology transfer, and a boost to the domestic aerospace sector. For a country with vast territory and a limited budget, the Gripen's efficiency and industrial benefits are compelling. The debate is not just about military power, but about strategic investment in Canada's future. The choice will shape both defense and industry for a generation. The fighter debate in Canada reached a fever pitch after confidential evaluation scores were leaked to the public, revealing the F-35's significant lead over the Gripen E. These documents, splashed across headlines, seemed to confirm claims of American jet superiority and ignited a firestorm of discussion among politicians, military experts, and everyday Canadians alike. Supporters of the F-35 argue that these evaluation results are clear, objective proof of its advanced capabilities. However, critics are quick to point out the jet's persistent real-world issues, such as low operational availability, high maintenance costs, and a heavy reliance on US-controlled logistics systems that could leave Canada vulnerable. This dependency on American infrastructure raises serious sovereignty concerns. If diplomatic relations sour or US policy shifts, could Canada's entire fighter fleet be grounded by decisions made in Washington, rather than Ottawa? Meanwhile, prominent voices in the aerospace industry warn that switching to the Gripen could have unintended consequences for Canadian jobs and innovation, especially since Saab's partnership with Embraer, Bombardier's direct rival, could shift future opportunities away from Canadian firms. Yet, advocates for the Gripen argue that the original evaluation process was flawed, overemphasizing high-end combat scenarios while overlooking crucial factors like long-term cost, reliability, and the value of true operational independence for Canada. The result is a deeply polarized national debate, with each side wielding technical data, economic forecasts, and appeals to national interest as weapons in a battle for public opinion and political support. No matter which aircraft is ultimately chosen, controversy and lingering questions about what truly constitutes the right choice for Canada's future will remain. The stakes extend far beyond air combat. They touch on national sovereignty, the future of Canadian industry, and the country's place on the world stage. A mixed fleet of F-35s and Gripens may sound like a compromise, but experts warn it could create a logistical quagmire. Running two fighter types means duplicating supply chains, maintenance, and training, essentially operating two air forces in parallel. Separate inventories, specialized ground crews, and distinct pilot pipelines would erode any cost savings from the Gripen. This division could hurt morale, limit flexibility, and lock pilots into one aircraft type. Over time, the complexity and expense of managing two fleets could outweigh the benefits. Most air forces opt for a single type for good reason: simplicity and efficiency. The dream of best of both worlds risks becoming a reality of double the headaches. For the RCAF, a mixed fleet could solve a political problem but create an operational one for decades. Canada's defense is shaped by its vast, harsh Arctic, a region growing in strategic importance. Any new fighter must operate from remote, austere airfields in extreme cold, often with minimal support. The Gripen E, designed by Sweden for Arctic conditions, excels here. It can use short, improvised runways and be turned around quickly by small teams. Its flexibility suits the hub-and-spoke defense model needed for the north, covering wide areas from temporary strips. Sweden's own plans to deploy Gripens for NATO's Arctic missions prove its cold weather credentials. The F-35, while tested in cold, is more complex and needs more infrastructure, scarce in Canada's far north. The Arctic imperative adds weight to the Gripen's case. It's not just about dogfights, but about defending Canada's unique geography. For sovereignty patrols and northern defense, the Gripen's design is a powerful advantage. The pilot's praise for the Gripen E has upended a settled debate, giving new credibility to a Swedish alternative. Their hands-on endorsement cuts through politics and specs, signaling the Gripen is more than a budget pick, it's a fighter pilots want to fly. This feedback makes a pivot away from a full F-35 buy more plausible, forcing Ottawa to reconsider its priorities. The choice is now starker, a uniform fleet of F-35s with unmatched tech and allied integration, or a more affordable, flexible Gripen fleet, with industrial benefits and operational independence. The logistical headaches of a mixed fleet remain a real concern. Ultimately, the pilots' voices ensure Canada's decision will be made with open eyes, weighing fifth-generation promise against proven practicality. The outcome will define not just the RCAF, but Canada's vision for its role in the world.